This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com coming at you with a daily wrestling news update. I will have my Wrestling Observer review for you later in the day today, but Triple H before SmackDown in Green Bay last night talked to talent about Vince McMahon coming back and his role in the company. He basically told the wrestlers that any talk that the sale is already a done deal is false because the buying process is going to be a long process, and of course, it would be. It's not just going to be like here you a big sale like that will be a multiple week or multiple month deal. He also told talent that McMahon's return to the company will not impact creative, although he did also tell them, according to Fightful and PW Insider, that anything can change. Of course, he also has said that him and Stephanie were not against the company being sold, despite some reports saying that. Because of course they own a ton of stock, and if the company's sold, they're going to be bought out on that stock. So it'd be good for them financially, and very likely Triple H could still be on with the new company. So you never know. AEW Dynamite's rating for this past Wednesday, it was actually up a little bit to a 0.33 rating. MJF, I guess, held up a plaque from Pro Wrestling Illustrated saying that the feud of the year last year was MJF against Punk with a piece of tape over it. And I guess Punk posted something like, maybe you guys should find a way to put a piece of tape over the ratings you guys have been getting lately as a little jab to AEW. But I haven't, other than Punk's initial rating when he came on, he didn't really affect ratings that much. And he has a great deal right now sitting at home for $3 million a year. But supposedly, Tony Khan and his father might be interested in buying WWE, but because WWE is looking to be sold for like 8.5 billion, and supposedly the Khans are worth about 13 billion, they would need an investment partner to buy the company. And I've noticed some fans think that it would be great for Tony Khan to also own WWE, but that would be bad for wrestlers again, because then there'd only be one real place to work. Because, for instance, Impact, from what I understand, those guys need to supplement their income with other bookings because, I mean, they're not a full-time company. They only do TV tapings once a month or so. New Japan, most of the wrestlers wrestle other places. There are a few, maybe a handful of New Japan Americans that make enough to just survive on just that. But there's not a lot of other places to wrestle. So only having one major U.S. company wouldn't be good. MLW running once every 4 months. I don't think too many people are living off of a $500 payday once every 4 months, which I think is about average wrestling for that company. But yeah, lots of talk going on. I'm already bored of the WWE sale talk, to be honest with you, but there'll be more of it in the Wrestling Observer review. Al, I'm happy to see the 2-day blizzard here in Ottawa, Canada is over. Michael Collins, I don't think the WWE sale to the wrong people could kill the whole business. The current product is really bad right now. And I actually hope that it goes to private, because WWE being corporate has been bad for the entertainment value of the product. You can actually see when it went corporate in '99, the entertainment values started to go down, 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 down. Sam says they should just come out with another IPO. Grandma Daisy, yeah, Nail's interview would be good. Piper will be back tomorrow. You'll see her again. Ivan, I don't even follow the PWI crap because, for instance, you guys, like, people have to send in their information if they're not in the big companies to even get considered. And it's very political. And who the hell even reads wrestling magazines anymore? But for the people that want to still pretend like it's 1985 and that matters, go ahead. But I do agree that Roman Reigns should be Wrestler of the Year, because even though he's being shoved down everyone's throats, he's the most successful wrestler right now. Someone says a lot of people are interested, or he thinks they should sell while they can. Yeah, and again, the current product is bad. They might not be able to get these great rights deals forever, so they should sell. By the way, Frankie Kazarian has supposedly left AEW and joined Impact because, according to reports, he feels there's too many people on the AEW roster and he'll never get the exposure he needs for the winding down of his career there. So he's joined Impact. Now, here's where the question is raised. Is it better to be on an overloaded roster, only being seen on TV once in a while, than to be but still get a full-time pay and have more people watch you when you're on TV, than be with a company that gets like a 0.01 rating and you get a push on there, but no one's really watching? I don't know. I would take the AEW, but who knows what his offer was to stay in AEW. I have no idea. Who would go over? Whoever the booker wants to go over. I don't follow that product, but those two are good wrestlers for sure. But I don't follow that product. I don't even think they have an American TV deal. I think they just basically are on streaming services. Stevie would crack up if AEW bought WWE. Well, if Vince might not want that either, but he's probably going to sell to the highest bidder in the end. Sam thinks they need Vince Russo back in WWE, and he doesn't like the way everything is so scripted. Yeah, I think I've thrown in the towel on wrestling, but the news and the backstage stuff is still interesting. Steve agrees about Reigns. Brett would like to see it back to how it was in the 80s. I don't think it'll ever get to where it was in the 80s again, because in the 80s, they had WWE had like the top guys from all the territories, and there were so many places to work. So you were getting wrestlers with a lot of experience and seasoning and knowing how to draw, because in those days you actually had to draw to make money because it wasn't guaranteed contracts. Now, most of the people in WWE are getting hired and paid for their training. So like they're in there very unseasoned. So I think a lot of it in the past had to do with the quality of the talent that just isn't there now. As Stevie says, the product stinks. And of course, now they're saying it's a scripted television show, even though they're not paying them as actors, which they should, so the wrestlers could join the actors union. But like, it's a very scripted product, which, as we saw when Top Dollar did the dive about a month or so ago, and everyone fell. They couldn't even do anything to break the script. Well, wait a minute, he didn't touch us. Let's not fall and let's just attack him. Like, it's so scripted that even if a guy jumps outside and totally misses everyone, they're still going to fall. So there you go. Matt says Roman is the most entertaining. I wouldn't argue with that as far as the full time roster guys, which I don't even think he is full time anymore because he only does house shows here and there. But yeah, I would say Roman Reigns is actually part time right now. Is he most entertaining? He'd be up there for sure. Code D says, yes, that seems to be what it would be, a UFC type deal where Endeavor bought it, but still kept Dana White as the figurehead. They still might do that with having Vince or Triple H still run it, especially if Vince is the one making the deal and he still wants to be a part of it. Would a company really allow someone else to run creative? I don't know. It seems like I would think that a company would want quite a say in their own creative. That's just my opinion, even if they don't at first. I think whoever owns it is going to want to say in creative. Someone was listening to Dominic on the Conan podcast. I have very little interest in Dominic Mysterio. I don't really follow him. He's one of the ones that are lucky that he's second generation and got the job. But good for him. He seems like a nice guy. I just don't really follow him. He's one of the ones that are like pushed down the throat because he's second generation. Rumar says that you can only imagine what the wrestling business would look like if Tony Khan would buy out WWE and merger it with AEW. What would he do with all that talent? Who knows? Frederick making a joke. Well, who cares? I honestly don't care. Good for him. Ivan is an 80s and 90s guy. Eric thinks Nick Khan would treat WWE like he does AEW if he bought WWE. Al thinks if the Saudis buy WWE, would that push for union? I think if it goes private, there'll be less of a chance of it ever being unionized. But maybe if it goes private, it'll be less scripted. Who knows? But for some reason, even though they love to push right now, and I think it's part of the whole corporate thing, that their wrestlers are performers and not wrestlers. And it's a script, and it's the longest running scripted television show. They always say stuff like that, but yet they won't allow their wrestlers to join the actors union, even though they're actors. Cole, Sami Zayn would be a great manager, but the latest I saw of him was a match from a house show where the referee of the match gave him the stunner before the other team beat him, and it's like none of the companies even care about even pretending that the rules matter just a little bit anymore. It's like the referee can now give a wrestler a stunner before the other wrestler. I think what happened was the female referee gave Sami Zayn a stunner. Then Owens gave Zayn a stunner. Then Owens pinned him from the clip that I saw. And it's just like, do they even try to pretend it's real anymore? Could you imagine in a UFC fight if the referee punched a fighter, and then that allowed the other fighter to finish the fighter, and then that would be over? And for the people that say it's just entertainment, you shouldn't take that stuff seriously. Well, I liked it when they at least pretended a little bit more that it was real. It allowed me to suspend my disbelief. But when I see goofy stuff like that, it just makes me think, God, this is so stupid. Who wants to watch this crap? If whoever buys WWE, do they have to honor the contracts? I would think that it would be a lot like when WCW was bought out, those contracts were still honored, I think, somehow in the deal. Tom also saw that. Yeah, that was just bizarre. But that's just one of the reasons. And like, you can call me old fashioned, but I know it's fake. But I want to suspend my disbelief when you see a referee as part of the finish be like doing a stunner to one of the guys that helps the other guy win. To me, that just like takes me right out of it. When am I coming to California again? Nothing really there for me. I think my next trip will be somewhere more foreign where that I'll blog, and I'm trying to cover other topics too. I'm trying to do at least one paranormal video a week and get into other topics as well. So maybe my next interview trip will be somewhere unwrestling related. I don't know. But I will be back maybe in an hour or so with my Wrestling Observer review. It's a big one. So it's going to take me a while to go through it and find the points I find interesting. So cheers to you guys. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos,